going from one extreme to another. We're now going to talk about the Doodles Genesis box. This was about a week and a half ago, and I wanted to discuss it. Like, there's pros and cons here. And then at the end, I'm also going to tell you whether it's something that I would be looking to pick up or not. Remember, I do own a Doodle, a Genesis Doodle, and I'll give you my view on it from there. So this was a collection, or is a collection, of 24,000 NFTs. So first of all, that's a little bit of a concern for me. It's a very large collection size. On top of that, if we look at the unique owners, that's very, very low. You're looking under 25% here. 5,600 owners of a 24,000 collection. It's around 21%, give or take a little bit. Um, Volume is surprisingly low for a Doodles related collection. I mean, they've been around now, it says here, 2 weeks, since the 29th of June, and they've only got 1,000 ETH volume traded. And I'll tell you why I think that is. I think that the use case of these is too vague. Doodles has been very vague about this. We know that you're going to be able to use these as accessories for your Doodle 2. We don't yet know how you get a Doodle 2. We don't even know if the duplicator that was released before this gets you a Doodle 2. We know that the duplicator can allow you to duplicate traits from your Genesis Doodle onto your Doodle 2, but they haven't told us yet how you get a Doodle 2. So you definitely don't get the actual Doodle 2 from this Genesis box, and you definitely don't get the actual Doodle 2 from the duplicator, which is why we've seen that floor price gradually going down. They're now at about 1.8, whereas at their height, they were 5 or 6 Ethereum. I also think that they have made it very clear that they want to target the mass market here. And by mass market, they mean hundreds of thousands of people. They want Doodles 2 to be a collection for the Web 2 community, which is great and very, uh, inspiring, and have high aspirations, or it's great. But in the end of the day, we've seen it with other collections like Crypto Kitties, which is a very OG collection, but they've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of NFTs, and the floor price can never get above 0.001 because there's just too much supply. And I do think that it's going to be interesting to see how they counter that, and if they counter that. So on my side, will I be buying or looking to pick up a Genesis box? Quite honestly, at any price, absolutely not. At any price. I mean, maybe at 0.01, but I don't need a box of accessories for a thing that I don't know how I'm going to mint, and what's going to happen. And even if I did know how I was going to get my Doodle 2, I'm quite happy with a floor Doodle. I don't need to speculate on what's inside of here. Again, I'm not happy with the collection size. The unique owners is not great. The positives of this, and the way that they did this, was that they really did the Dutch auction that they did incredibly well, and like, just contrasting it with other side, and how poorly they handled that, and everyone knows about that. I'm not going to get into it. It just really highlighted how amazing this Doodle team is and how they think outside the box. And what they basically did was they had a 24-hour auction where you could say, okay, I'm willing to commit half an Ethereum to buy these Genesis boxes. If it ends up that the mint price is 0.52 Ethereum, then they would have refunded me my half a ETH. If the mint price was settled at zero point 0.1 Ethereum, I would have gotten 5 Doodles, right? Doodle Genesis boxes. And that really was an incredible way to do it, because there was absolutely no gas war. And, people came in, and I think, if I was interested in it, I would have waited for the very last second to place my bid to know what the floor price was. So they were showing you, and it's a pity I can't see it anymore on the website, but they were showing you on the website based on current bids, what the current floor price is. So I would have waited for the very last second. At half a ETH, I would have been quite hesitant. But at point one, before giving it too much thought, I might have pulled the trigger. But they really did handle that incredibly well. And you got to give credit where credit due. And Doodles has consistently thought outside of the box. They were the first that allowed you to move your doodle into a spaceship or anything, a wrapper that couldn't be separated from the NFT. So if you sold the space ship, you sold the doodle. We've seen that replicated by other projects. And flattery is the greatest form of compliment, or whatever they say. Or no, what do they say? Copying is the greatest form of flattery, right? So they always thinking out the box. Their team is incredible. They've got Pharrell on board. They've got this billboard guy, which I think has got pros and cons. But we saw the pro in that they got Pharrell Williams to be a brand ambassador and proper work on the project. So there's going to be music related to Doodles too. And the con might be that this guy is trying to take NFTs to mainstream web 2, which might not be possible. If he achieves it, it would be absolutely incredible and is exactly what we all want and need. So very interesting. But yeah, not one for me, but one that definitely had to be mentioned on today's show.